Hello children, welcome to NEET World. This is Narayani, I am your foundation biology educator. So in yesterday's class children, we discussed about the assertion and reasoning part 1, right? So some of the left of questions is there children, let's discuss now today. So before we going to start the session children, I would like to announce very important news for you. Here we are starting the foundation summer camp course for the people of, for the students of upcoming of 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th students. Here we designed the 15 days of plan, the 15 days of summer camp course. On the first 10 days we are going to discussing about the core concepts which are related to the examinations of NEET and JEE examinations, and after 10 days the remaining 2 days will be we are providing you the activity based learning. Your sometimes how it is happening and all that you don't know, but the activity based learning you can know about how it is exactly happening and all that. So after 12 days children, the 13th day we are conducting the quiz. So in quiz children you can analyze your performance before and after. So how much you improved you can analyze, and we are here providing the cash rewards also that you can by competitively can can answer these can actively participate in the quiz. And coming to the 14th day children, we are conducting the cumulative assessment of subjects we are discussing about. So we are discussing about the subjects of physics, chemistry, biology and mathematics. These are the 4 subjects children we are going to discussing in this foundation summer camp course. And at last 15th day, it is very important children, and the last day of the 15th day we are providing the career guidance program by one-on-one interaction children. So if you have a goal, you don't know how to achieve that, you don't know what kind of exams will be there, what kind of path you have to choose. So we will provide all this career guidance program and by one-on-one interaction in the 15th day. You will no way get this type of analyzement of the foundation summer camp course children. So you can happily join our classes. So this is especially for the CBSE and SSC students children. Here we are for upcoming of 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th we are designed like this. So and the mode of learning is through digital panel children. We are creating the amazing videos to get to the concept to be understood for you. So and the mode of learning is through offline also and online also. Those who want to join through offline children, you can happily come to our institute name called NEET World, present in Narayanguda, Hyderabad. So if you want to join through online, down scrolling number is there no children, contact with that number. Then we will allow access, I will give you access on our app name called MedWorld. So there you can happily access our classes children. So this is what about our foundation summer camp course children. And one of the very most important is children, the first week, for the first 1 week class are absolutely free. There is no need to pay 1 rupee also in the first 1 week. So this is how we are designed the foundation summer camp children. So this is what about our foundation summer camp. I hope you all aware of it, and the batches are already going on children. Make sure you also can join this foundation summer camp and improve your knowledge children. So coming to the today's session children, so we are discussing the assertion and reasoning questions now. So up till 6th question we are discussed, right? So here 7th question. See, here the 7th question, the assertion is given as bacteria cell walls are not like the plant cell walls. Of course, bacterial cell wall is not made up of cellulose, right? Plant cell wall is made up of cellulose, right children? So here the plant cell wall, is plant having the cell wall? Of course, plant having the cell wall. Is bacteria having the cell wall? Is bacteria also having the cell wall? And children, in the plant cell wall and the bacterial cell wall is the same? No, it is made up of cellulose and it is made up of not cellulose. Bacterial cell wall is not made up of cellulose children. Only plant cell wall is made up of cellulose, right? So here the bacterial cell wall is made up of polysaccharides. They are complex polysaccharides, and how they can survive is how the bacteria is omnipresent children, because of the bacteria present everywhere. They can survive through extreme hot conditions also and extreme cold conditions also. How they can survive? Because of the genetic material is providing it is giving the protection to the genetic material. This is how the bacteria is omnipresent, because it present everywhere. We cannot say that which one place which bacteria does not exist, because it having the outermost covering layer called cell wall. It is mold according to the environment conditions. So that is why bacteria is everywhere. That is why that much small microorganisms how can affect this much multicellular organisms like plants, animals, because of their cell wall. Okay. So that is why children, if the doctor prescribed for the antibiotics, we have to complete the course, because when you are taking 2 days of prescription, then you will feel okay, you're fit, absolutely good, you will feel. But if you are not using the continuous course of the prescription of the doctor given by the given antibiotics, what will happen? The bacteria again become resistant the act of that tablets, that antibiotics. Again you will affect by the bacteria. If you are completed the course, it is in the attacking mode of the cell wall, cannot resistance against the antibiotics. So that is why they can, so the effect of the bacterial fungal infections will be reduced. If you are not used the course, again it will take the resistance against the antibiotics. So that is why children, if the doctor prescribe you to the antibiotics, you have to finish the course completely, right? So here the assertion is given as a bacterial cell walls are not like the plant cell walls. Of course it is correct statement, right? It is a absolutely correct statement. We have to now check the reason is the correct apt for the assertion or is not. Assertion for the assertion or not. So reason is here given, bacterial cell wall is not made up of cellulose. Of course it is not made up of cellulose, right? Actually bacterial cell wall is having the pores and rigid structure, right children? Why it is rigid and porous? Because it is contains of the physical production called polysaccharides, right? So here the both for the assertion also region is correct, because they are saying about they are comparing with the plants. Bacterial cell wall is not like plant cell wall, because bacterial cell wall is not made up of cellulose, only plant cell wall is made up of cellulose, right? Here the both assertion and reason is true. For this question children, both assertion and reason are true, right? Okay. So bacterial cell wall is made up of complex polysaccharides. Here the answer is A. Both assertion and reason are true children. Both assertion and reason are true, and the reason is also correct explanation of assertion, right children? So here is the answer is A. Coming to the next question. So here the next question, cooling stops. Okay. Cooling stops from growing. They are saying cooling stops from growing. So if you don't want to spoil the food, so what we will do children, what your mother do at the end of the night, if any food items will be there, she will keep in the refrigerator. Why your mother is not kept outside of the refrigerator? Because it definitely spoils. Again the microorganisms produces toxins, right children, that leads to the poison, that food is not suitable for to eat, right? So if it is not to be like that, at the end of the day our mother, what she will do children, she will keep entire items which are remain will be kept in the refrigerator, because it stops the growth of the microbes, right children? So cooling stops microbes from growing. Of course it is true statement. Cooling stops, but not a long period of time. It occurs to the long period of time children? No. Right children, it up to some level of point it will be, the microbes will not be grown, right? So here the statement is correct children. Here the statement is correct. So the assertion is correct. Cooling stops microbes from growing. That is why end of the day we keep the entire our food, which means in our kitchen we will keep the food. Our mother keeps the food in the refrigerator, right? You will observe many times, because of to avoid the spoil of food waste and food, right? Here the reason, what they given reason, a refrigerator keeps food at about 5 degrees centigrade. So children, to avoid the spoilage of food, we will keep in the refrigerator. Of course it is correct. So, but they are saying a refrigerator keeps at about 5 degrees centigrade only. It's not like the children. It leads to few days. In this temperature, the food not spoiled for few days only. But children, for few months, if you know all that, the food it is exported to the other countries also. The non-veg like fishes, prawns will be exported to the other countries. How they are how it is not spoiling, right? So because of they are preserved at the 18 degrees centigrade. So it will be stayed up to few months. So food will not be spoiled for few months, right? So here the both assertion is also correct and reason is also correct, but the reason is not not correct explanation of assertion, because they have to say why the cooling, how the cooling stops the microbes, they have to say that is should be the reason, and the reason should be also the shelf life period of the for few months it should be kept in 18 degrees centigrade. It should be explained. Both assertion and reason are true, but for the assertion the given reason is not suitable, right? If the both assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not correct explanation of assertion, right? Here the answer is, children, B is the answer. Here the answer is B is the answer, because the assertion is not the reason is not correct correct explanation for the the reason is not correct explanation of the assertion, right children? So this is how we have to analyze each and every question, children. So only not for the 5 degrees centigrade the food will not be spoiled. At the 18 degrees of centigrade food will be in a few months. It will be present in a few months. It will be for 18 degrees of centigrade the food will be the food will not spoil, right, up to few months. This is how the imports and exports of our country will be happening. So this is what for the this question, children, the answer is B. For this question the answer is, children, B is the answer for this question, right? So 1 minute. Okay, here the question is for this question the answer is, children, B is the answer. 1 minute. So for this question, children, the answer is B. So coming to the next question, children. Here is the next question. So here the assertion is given as bacteria is useful in leather industry and jute industry. So children, for the shining of the leather and jute, the bacteria is mostly useful. So for the tanning purpose, the bacteria is useful in the leather industry and jute industry, right? So here the statement of assertion is true. So coming to the region is given a correct explanation of explanation is not we have to see here. It is given correct or incorrect. So reason is here given as bacteria separate jute fibers and perform leather tanning. Children, the bacteria act on the jute plants when it is they will be submerged in the water. So there with the bacterial actions, children, the fiber will be separated. There they can that jute fibers extract the jute cloth. So this is how the jute fibers will be produced with the help of the bacteria. So the bacteria which plays a very important role in the jute cloth, children. So here what they said, in the bacteria useful in leather industry and also jute industry, because they separate the bacteria which separate the jute from the jute fibers, that we can prepare the cloth, okay. And also for the shining purpose also, bacteria will be, with the help of some chemicals, it will be used as for giving the shining for leather and jute. So here the both assertion is true and reason is also true. And also, children, they are given as the leather industry and jute industry. Further, the jute fibers and for the shining of the jute leather, the bacteria is useful. That is why the given assertion, children, the reason is also correct. Here the both assertion and reason are also true, and it is correct explanation of assertion. So here the answer is children, A is the answer, because both reason and assertion are true, and reason is also correct explanation of assertion, because they are given as the leather industry and jute industry. Here the bacteria is separating the jute fibers. How? Because in jute industry the preparation of jute fibers will be there. There is the happening of there is the bacteria which separates the jute fibers, and it leads to utilized in the preparation of jute cloth. And also in the leathering, it is also given leather industry, and here they perform leather tanning for the shining purpose. The bacteria, with the help of the chemicals, the bacteria used for the shining purpose. Here the both assertion is also true, reason is also true, and also for the given assertion children, the reason is also absolutely correct. Here the A is the answer for it. Here the children, both assertion and reason are true, and reason is also correct explanation of assertion. So here the answer is A. Coming to the next question. So here they given, 1 minute, okay. Children, see here. Here the assertion given as bacteria and fungi are used to make medicines. So the given reason is these medicines are used to cure viral diseases, right? So here the assertion is given as, of course, how the antibiotics will be prepared, children, with the help of the microorganisms, like penicillium is a antibiotic which is obtained from the penicillium fungus, right children? So of course the assertion is true, because by the bacteria and 1 minute, okay, for the bacteria and children fungi we obtain antibiotics, we will prepare the antibiotics, will make medicines, right children? Here the reason what they given, these medicines are used to cure viral diseases they given. So children, actually not only viral diseases children, so the antibiotics which act on which suppress the growth of the pathogen inside our body, and it check the it checks the disease control. It actually antibiotics controls the disease, right? It does not cure the disease, it controls the disease. It controls the diseases, either the bacterial, fungal or viral infections. It controls the disease, it not cures the disease, it checks the disease, and it suppresses the growth of the action of the diseases, but it does not exactly cure the disease. So here the assertion is true children, because the antibiotics penicillium is made up of penicillium, but these are used to cure the viral disease. It's a wrong option, because why children? So they are not cure the disease, they will suppress the disease and reduces the disease. It will check on the growth of the disease, it will reduces that, it will act on the process and reduces the disease. That is why here the reason is not false children. So here the reason is false, here the reason is false. So here the assertion is true children, and the reason is false. For this question the assertion is true and reason is false. Here the answer is C. I hope you all clear about this children. If any more doubts, please let me know. So next, after that, here the 11th question. So here what they given children? Here the microorganisms in the given, here the assertion is given as microorganisms can survive in extreme environments like hot springs. Of course it is correct. Yes, no children, the bacteria is omnipresent, it will be present everywhere. Extreme hot springs also they can survive, right? The extreme hot conditions also they can survive. So, and given assertion for this is only plants and animals can adapt harsh conditions. It is a wrong statement children. Actually the microorganisms can survive in extreme environment conditions. They are omnipresent. We cannot say that the place which bacteria does not exist. So here the assertion is true children, and the reason is false. Only they are saying only plant, here they are not including the bacteria, right children? Here they are not including the bacteria, only plants and animals can adapt the harsh conditions they said. But here the reason is absolutely wrong. Because why? Because children, the bacteria can adapt harsh conditions. So that cell wall will be according to the according to the environment conditions it protects the genetic material. So here they are saying only plants and animals is a absolutely wrong statement. So here the reason is false. Here the reason is false. So here the assertion is true and the reason is false. According to this question, the answer is, children, the answer is C, because assertion is false, assertion is true and reason is false for it. So this is the, for the 11th question the answer is C. For the 11th question the answer is B, C, because bacteria can survive even though in extreme environment conditions, that is true, but its reason is also not correct and reason is absolutely false, because they can adapt only, they are saying plants and animals can adapt to harsh conditions is a wrong statement. So here is the answer is C. Here is the answer is, children, C. Coming to the next question. So here is the next question, children. So here what they given, children. So the assertion is given as vaccination protects from the certain diseases, and the reason is given as vaccines contain weak and dead microorganisms that trigger immune response. So children, of course it is both assertion is also true and reason is also true. Why? Because see, vaccination, we all go through the COVID vaccination, right? What will they did, children? So the dead content of the coronavirus will be injected to our body. So when it is injected in our body, the WBC cells, what will they do? The immune response, what will they do? So some foreign antibodies and foreign pathogens came, so they prepare antibodies and fight against that, pathogen, and fight against and keep for the further, the antibody also will be present for the further days, further few months, because if they attack in between, we have already have the antibodies, we have already have the army system, so it will fight against that pathogen and we will be safe from the coronavirus. So this is how the vaccination is done, children. Actually first the dead content will be injected, then so as it is a dead content, so it will not get harm to us, right? So the immune response in our body will attack that in children and prepare antibodies to fight against this dead pathogen. So here we get the army system which can fight against this pathogen. So it will be stored in our body for few months. If in between the live attacking of the coronavirus flu will attack also, we have antibodies, so the body fight against that that antibodies. So this is how the vaccination should be. The vaccination of children, corona is done. So this is absolutely correct. Vaccination protects us from certain diseases, of course true. So how it is protecting? So here the vaccines contain weak or dead microorganisms that trigger our immune response. So when it is injected, the dead organism or dead or weak content vaccine will be injected in our body. The body will we don't have that time we don't have any antibodies that to fight against, right? So our body prepare antibodies and will attack that. That is why when we did the vaccination, children, we got fever for 2 to 3 days, because the body we don't have any antibodies to fight against that dead pathogen also, but our body recover it and prepare the antibodies and fight against that. So and they will for further use also they will keep that army system to that immune system to if it is any live coronavirus attacks also, it will again we have already army system, we all already have the immune response, so it will fight against the disease. This is how we are protected from by the vaccination. So see here the assertion is reason is also true and it is correct apt for the assertion. So the answer is A. A is the answer for this question. Here the assertion is also true and the reason is also true, and the reason is also correct explanation of assertion. So here the answer is A, children. Here the answer is A, because they get given correct apt for the assertion and the assertion is also true, right? So here is the answer, children. So A is the answer for it. So coming to the next question, children. Coming to the 13th question. Some microbes spoil food by producing toxins. Of course, when we kept under the food, under at the entire night, what will be the food is suitable for the to eat, children? No. Why it is not suitable? Why it is not suitable, children? Because the microorganisms produces toxins that will the food become poisonous. Right, children? If you will eat that food, what will happen? We will get food poisoning. Right? So we should not eat the food which is having the microorganisms. It will be because to the environment, to the atmosphere, the attentive microorganisms will grow on the to spoil the food. So here the first statement is absolutely true, children. So coming to the assertion, what they given, children? So coming to the reason, what they given? Refrigeration kills all microorganisms in food, they given. So refrigeration kills all microorganisms. Is the refrigerator, when we keep the food in the refrigerator, it will kill all the microorganisms? No, it will not allow to grow the microorganisms. That's it. No, it will be there to avoid this pollen. We will keep in the refrigerator at 5 degrees centigrade, right? So here they are saying the refrigerator kills the microorganisms. It's saying, of course, it is a false statement, right? Because refrigerator not kills the microorganisms in food, right? Here the statement, the assertion is true, but the reason is false. Here the assertion is true, children, but the reason is false. Here the answer is, children, C is the answer for this question. Assertion is true, but the reason is false according to this question. I hope you all clear, children. Let's move to the next question. So here the given question, we discussed 13th question, right? Yes. Okay. Let's see this question. Here in this question, here the given the assertion is pasteurization of milk destroys all microorganisms present in it. What is the pasteurization, children? So they heat the milk at extreme hot conditions and allowed to the small through with the and the hot milk will extremely hot milk will be sent into the through small pipes and they cool down suddenly, right, children? So this is they said that by the pasteurization of milk destroys all microorganisms. No, it cannot destroy all types of microorganisms, children. So here is the answer is false. Here the assertion is false statement, because because children, 1 minute. Okay. It will not, children, it will destroy microorganisms, but not children, all microorganisms, but it by the heating process the almost all microorganisms will be dead. So here the statement is true only. Why? Because it destroys the microorganisms, almost not all microorganisms, but most of the microorganisms. So here the reason is given as pasteurization involves in heating to a high temperature followed by sudden cooling. Here it is the here they given the pasteurization method, it destroys the all microorganisms present in it. It is a correct statement, and but not 100% microorganisms will not be going to extinct, going to destroy. Only some of the microorganisms, most of the microorganisms will be destroyed. So here the statement is true. For this, according the reason is also true, because they are given how the pasteurization involves, how the pasteurization acts. So here the involve heating milk to a high temperature to followed by sudden cooling is the correct statement. Here for the following assertion, so for the assertion, the reason is absolutely correct. The reason is, children, absolutely correct. So here the assertion is also true and reason is also true. For the both assertion is also true and reason is also true, and for the assertion the given reason is also absolutely suitable, absolutely apt. Here for this question the answer is, children, for this question the answer is A. For this question the answer is A. So for this question the answer is A, children. So coming to the next question, 15th question. So here what they given the assertion, microorganisms can reproduce only in the presence of oxygen. They say microorganisms can reproduce only in the presence of oxygen. No, we studied that there are two types of bacteria will be, one is aerobic bacteria and anaerobic bacteria. While those bacteria which does not require oxygen for the respiration is called as anaerobic bacteria. Here the first statement is absolutely wrong, because they can reproduce only in the presence of oxygen is a absolutely wrong statement. Why? Because they can reproduce through by absence of oxygen also. By the absence of, children, oxygen also they can reproduce. So here by the anaerobic bacteria, like Clostridium botulinum, Clostridium tetani will be those bacteria are the examples of anaerobic bacteria. For the aerobic bacteria, they can reproduce by here they are saying only presence of oxygen, like microorganisms can reproduce. Here it is a false statement, it is not a correct statement. Coming to the reason, all here the assertion is false. We can see directly in the options the assertion is false. So let us see the reason. All microbes are aerobic organisms, that is also false, right? All microorganisms are aerobic organisms. Here the both assertion is also wrong and reason is also wrong, right children? Assertion is also wrong and reason is also wrong. So here they are given, children, 1 minute. So the question itself wrong, children, because the both assertion is also wrong, false statement, and the reason is also false. Here the both statements are wrong, children. Here the both statements are all wrong. So let's left this question because the question itself wrong, children. Let's move to the another question. Coming to this question, children, 1 minute. Children. So let's see once this question. So here the given explanation, as many microorganisms are anaerobic, that is why here the answer is wrong, children, because this question is itself wrong, because they can only reproduce in the presence of oxygen is also wrong statement, and microbes are aerobic organisms is also wrong statement. If they are given, they can act both aerobic and anaerobic is the truth statement. So all microbes are not aerobic organisms, they can be of a anaerobic microorganisms also. That is why here the assertion and reason are false. So here the question itself wrong, children, because we don't have that option. Both assertion and reason also false, right? So here the question itself wrong. Let's move to the next question. Here they are given, some viruses remain dormant in the body and became active later. So of course, children, when the virus attacked, it will be remain dormant, it will be inactive. Under take over the machinery of the host, children, the the virus will stay calm in our body. So it is act as a dormant. Dormant means what, children? Inactive. Dormant means, children, inactive. Dormant means, children, inactive. So here they given some viruses remain dormant in the body and become active later. Of course, until it take over the machinery of the host, it will not active. It will not show the active mechanism. So here the assertion is true. Assertion is, children, true. And coming to the reason, what they given, see, viruses can reproduce both inside and outside of the host cells. They can reproduce both. What is meant reproduction? It produces their own kind of their own kinds, right? Their own kinds. They are saying both inside and outside of the host cell. It is absolutely wrong. Inside of the host, they can reproduce. We all studied that. Outside of the host cells, it does not exhibit the characteristic features of living, right? It exhibits the non-living characteristics. Non-living characteristics. Here the first statement is true. Assertion is true and reason is false. Assertion is true, reason is false. Here the statement is C is the answer for this question. C is the answer for this question, children. C is the answer for this question. Because they are inactive at the outside of the outside of the host and can reproduce only inside of the host. They are saying they are also exhibiting the characteristics of outside of the host also they can reproduce. No, virus does not have that characteristic feature. So here the answer is assertion is true and reason is false. C is the answer for this question. Coming to the next question, children. Okay. Coming to the next question, fermentation is a process that takes place in the absence of oxygen. Of course, fermentation is occurs in the fermentation is an anaerobic process. In the absence of oxygen, it will produce. Facultative anaerobes also will be there. In the presence of oxygen also they will produce. But fermentation is a process. It is absolutely, we are saying, the anaerobic process. You know, the microorganisms like yeast, they perform the, you know, in the absence of oxygen, they produce, the sugar is converted into the alcohol, acids or carbon dioxide. Here the assertion is true, children. And coming to the reason, yeast converts sugar into alcohol, carbon dioxide under aerobic conditions, they are saying. Aerobic conditions means, children, in the presence of oxygen. Is the fermentation is a process of occurs in the presence of oxygen? No. Right, children? As it is occurs in the absence of oxygen, it is an anaerobic process, not aerobic conditions. In the presence of oxygen will not. Only facultative anaerobes will be performed. But here the fermentation process, here given the yeast. Yeast absolutely acts on the absence of oxygen. It does not exhibit the aerobic conditions. It exhibits the anaerobic conditions. Here the assertion is true, children. Assertion is true and the reason is false. Assertion is true and the reason is false. Here the answer is, children, assertion is true and the reason is false. For this question, the assertion is true and reason is false. Coming to the next question. So here they given all microorganisms are visible under microscope. Of course, the what are microorganisms? Microorganisms, children, they are single cell living organisms that cannot be seen with our naked eye. But you can see through the microscope. That is why microorganisms are also called as microbes, right? So here the all microorganisms are visible under microscope is the true statement. It is a true statement. Of course, I said that one microscope, one macroscope bacteria is also there. That is a Theomargatia namibiensis, right, children? So here that is an exceptional case in the biology. But here they give what they give an assertion. All microorganisms can visible under microscope. Microscope is the correct statement. See here what the reason is given. Microorganisms are defined as those organisms which are microscope in size. Of course, microorganisms are, children, are defined as those which are microscopic in size. Of course, it is a correct statement. As they are microscopic, which cannot be seen with the naked eye. Here the assertion is also true and the reason is also correct explanation of assertion. So it is apt, reason is apt for the assertion. Here the answer is A. Both assertion and reason are true and reason is also correct explanation of assertion. So here is the answer is, children, here is the answer is A. Here is the answer is A. A is the answer for this question. So I hope you all clear about this today's session, children. These were the assertion and reasoning questions from the chapter of microorganisms and friend and foe. So I hope you all clear about how to analyze the assertion and reasoning questions. So if we have to first analyze the assertion question, assertion what they given is actually true or not, we have to, we have to check it. Then it is the reason is related to the assertion, we have to check it. If it is related, if it is true or false, we have to check. Then we have to analyze the each and every question of assertion and reason, and we have to we have to answer the questions. So sometimes they given the assertion is true and reason is false, right, children? So as it is related also, it given the false condition, right? Then it will, we have to not to choose the they have to say that assertion is true and reason is false. So if the both are correct and it is related to the both assertion, reason is related to the assertion, then we have to say the assertion is true and reason is also true and reason is also correct explanation of assertion. So this is how we have to analyze each assertion and reasoning questions, children. I hope you all clear about this assertion and reasoning. If you have any doubts, children, let me know please in the comment section. So I will clear you all your doubts. And this is what about today's session, children. Before winding up the class, I would like to announce very important news for you. Here we are starting the foundation summer camp, children. So for and we are categorized this foundation summer camp in the 15 days of period. In this 15 days, in the first 10 days we are going to cover the core concepts which are related to the examinations of NEET and JEE. So foundation is very important, children, and those 10 days we are dealing with the very core concepts from the subjects of physics, chemistry, biology and mathematics. And after 10 days, the 2 days is of activity based learning, and in the 13th day we are conducting the quiz. Then you can analyze your performance before and after, and 14th day we are keeping the cumulative assessment of all subjects in the examination front. So you can analyze how much you got the concept you understood. You can write in the in the cumulative assessment, you can check your performance. And the 15th day, children, we are which is very important day, we are providing the career guidance program. This this career guidance program, you cannot you no way you will get this type of career guidance program, children, because if you have a path, you don't know how to achieve that. So we will analyze and each and every point, and we will provide you the guidance, and what kind of exams are there, we will discuss in the 15th day, children. The mode of learning is through digital panel, children. We are creating amazing videos to get to the concept to be understood for you, and both the foundation summer camp course is both offline also and online also. Both you who want to attend through offline, children, they can happily come to your institute name called NEET World, present in Narayanguda, Hyderabad. Those who want to attend through online, children, so down scrolling number is there, contact with that number. We will give you all the details, and we will provide the access in our app name called MedWorld. There you can happily join our classes and listen, and you should be expert in the core concepts of the core concepts of the NEET and JEE examinations basics. So this is how you can achieve your knowledge, children. So it is very important for you, and it is only for the 6th to 10th standard people for both CBSE and SSE also. The mode of learning is through English medium, children. So this is what our foundation summer camp, and one of very important news, children. So we are providing the 1 week free classes. We are you can no need to pay at least 1 rupee also in the period of 1 week. So here it is very useful for you. I hope you all aware of this, and this is what about the today's session, children. Let's meet in the next session. So if let's in the next class we will be discussing about the case based questions, which you can by the you can check your analytical skills and logical thinking, how much you understand the concept. Mainly those concepts you are going to discuss the case based questions, children. So this is what about today's session. This is Narayani. I am signing off. Thank you.